Welcome back. Today, we explore the value of these old and bad condition, most valuable copper wheat pennies that could be in your pocket change. Let's get started. First up, the 1911 Abraham Lincoln Wheat cent is part of the iconic Wheat Penny series, which was produced by the United States Mint from 1909 to 1958. These pennies are significant not only for their historical importance, but also for their distinctive design and the fact that they were in circulation for nearly 5 decades. The Lincoln Wheat cent was introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who is best known for leading the nation through the Civil War and abolishing slavery. The coin was created by famed designer Victor David Brenner, and the reverse side featured 2 stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and the country's agrarian roots. The 1911 date holds particular interest in numismatic circles. The year 1911 marks the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and this cent was part of the regular mintage during a period of great economic change for the country. The coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint and did not have a mint mark, as was customary for coins produced there. The 1911 penny, like most of the earlier years in the series, has a relatively high mintage, but the dirty condition often found in circulated specimens affects its value. However, even in worn or dirty conditions, a 1911 Lincoln Wheat cent still holds significant market value. The obverse of the 1911 wheat penny features a classic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Brenner. The profile of Lincoln is based on a life mask taken by sculptor George Gray Barnard in 1860, which gives the portrait a realistic and enduring quality. Above Lincoln's head, the legend "In God We Trust" is inscribed, and the coin's date 1911 appears below his bust. On the reverse side, the coin features 2 stalks of wheat, which symbolize America's agricultural roots. The words 1 cent are prominently displayed at the center of the design, flanked by the words United States of America around the rim. The reverse design is relatively simple, yet it exudes an air of elegance, balancing the symbolism of the nation's growth with a clear, minimalist presence. The 1911 wheat penny was made from 95 copper, giving it a rich reddish-brown hue when new, which tends to fade and oxidize over time, especially in coins that were in circulation for decades. Dirty or worn specimens often exhibit a brownish appearance with signs of discoloration, corrosion, and other marks due to handling. The 1911 Lincoln Wheat penny had a total mintage of 124 million coins. While this number is not particularly low, the condition of individual coins plays a significant role in their current value. Most coins from this year are found in average circulated condition, which reduces their value for collectors. However, even a 1911 penny in dirty or worn condition can still be worth more than its face value due to its historical significance and collector demand. The market value of a 1911 wheat penny in dirty or circulated condition can range between $30,000 depending on its wear and discoloration. Coins with additional features, such as unique patinas or unusual wear patterns, may fetch higher prices at auction or among private collectors. However, when a coin is in pristine condition, the value skyrockets. For instance, an Miss 64 Mint State 64 example of the 1911 penny can easily sell for several $100s at auction, depending on the market's demand at the time. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1911 wheat cent is the potential for error coins. While this year is not known for any major striking errors, there are always a few exceptional specimens that might stand out to collectors. For example, some 1911 pennies have been discovered with minor die cracks, double strikes, or other variations. These errors often result in a higher market value than typical coins of the same year. Collectors are particularly interested in coins with unique characteristics, and even a 1911 wheat penny in dirty condition can garner attention if it has any distinguishing marks or irregularities. This coin's age, historical significance, and design all contribute to its ongoing allure in the world of numismatics. Next up, the 1918 Lincoln Wheat cent, minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark, is another important coin in the wheat penny series. Produced in a time of immense historical change, This coin was struck during the final years of World War I, a period that would shape the course of American history and influence the economy for decades to come. The 1918 penny was created in the wake of a global conflict that required significant resources from the United States. While the coin itself might appear simple, its context within the broader scope of American history is anything but. The war years saw the US Mint working at full capacity to meet the nation's needs for coinage, and the 1918 wheat penny is a reflection of this industrious period. The coin's design, which has remained iconic throughout the years, continues to be one of the most recognizable in American coinage. The Lincoln Wheat Cent series was a celebration of both the nation's most beloved president and its agricultural roots, with the 1918 coin being no exception. It is estimated that over 200 million 1918 pennies were struck, making it one of the most widely circulated coins of the era. The obverse of the 1918 wheat penny features an enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln, based on the life mask made by sculptor George Gray Barnard. This familiar image of Lincoln is surrounded by the words "In God We Trust," with the date 1918 appearing below the president's image. While the 1918 wheat penny in its prime would have been a shiny copper-colored coin, those in damaged condition often exhibit signs of oxidation, discoloration, and scratches which make them less visually appealing. However, even coins in less than perfect condition retain their historical importance and remain highly collectible. The 1918 wheat penny had a mintage of approximately 207 million coins, making it one of the higher mintage coins of the wheat penny series. Because of this high mintage, finding a 1918 penny in circulation or in poor condition is not uncommon. However, coins that have been damaged, such as those that have been scratched, bent, or otherwise altered, are less desirable to collectors, though they can still hold market value. Even in damaged or worn condition, the 1918 wheat penny can be valued at $200,000 depending on its specific condition and collector interest. While this may seem modest, the value could increase if the coin possesses some rare feature or error, such as a die crack or a variety that collectors seek. As with many other coins in the series, the 1918 wheat cent has several known varieties and minor errors that are sought after by collectors. These can include things like overdates, die cracks, or even coins with misaligned dies, which can cause the design to appear off-center. While these errors may not be extremely common, they do add an extra layer of value and interest for serious collectors. Though a coin in damaged condition may be seen as undesirable by many collectors, it's important to note that the value of the coin can still be significant depending on its rarity, unique features, and historical context. A 1918 penny in damaged condition with certain collector appeal could fetch a higher price at auction, especially if it is an uncommon variety or error. Next up, the 1925 Abraham Lincoln wheat cent, produced by the United States Mint, remains one of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. As a part of the iconic Lincoln wheat cent series, the 1925 version is notable not only for its historical significance, but also its remarkable value in today's coin market. The coin, which features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, is considered highly valuable when found in good condition. The 1925 wheat penny was minted during a time of major social and economic change in the United States. The nation was recovering from World War I and entering the Roaring Twenties, a period of rapid economic growth, cultural changes, and technological advancements. Despite this prosperity, the coin itself saw relatively high mintage numbers, which initially made it less rare, but over time, its value has risen due to its age and the collector demand for well-preserved examples. The absence of a mint mark on the 1925 penny means it was struck in Philadelphia, as opposed to other mints like Denver or San Francisco. The mint mark, located on the reverse under the Y inscription, is absent, which is a typical feature for coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint during this era. The total mintage of the 1925 Lincoln wheat cent was approximately 130 million coins. This large mintage initially resulted in the coin being seen as common, but the passage of time, changes in collecting trends, and the general wear and tear of coins in circulation have made the 1925 penny rare in higher grades, especially in uncirculated condition. Despite the high mintage number, fewer and fewer of these coins remain in mint condition today, and as a result, demand for well-preserved examples has skyrocketed. The 1925 wheat penny in used condition is valued at a much lower price than its mint state counterparts, but it is still a coin that draws significant interest in today's market. As of the latest auction market trends, a 1925 Lincoln wheat penny in used condition can command anywhere from $56,000 depending on the wear and tear. However, when we talk about coins with moderate or light wear, the value can increase to the range of $59,000 for coins that have been preserved in excellent, nearly uncirculated condition. Prices can soar to $78,000. The true value of this coin is influenced by several factors, including its grade, the level of wear, its appeal to collectors, and its overall rarity. If you find a 1925 Lincoln wheat cent in exceptional condition, you could see a much higher value in an auction, especially if it is a high-grade example. The 1925 Lincoln wheat penny features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's likeness is seen in profile, facing right. Around the image of the president, the inscriptions read, "Liberty and in God we trust," with the date 1925 also appearing. Though the 1925 wheat penny is not known for any significant errors, there are certain varieties of this coin that are of particular interest to collectors. For example, some 1925 coins exhibit slight die variations, and collectors often seek these as rarer and more desirable pieces. The coin's market value is further driven by collector interest, which stems from the historical significance of the design. The Lincoln wheat penny is a symbol of American history, and Lincoln himself is one of the most revered figures in U.S. history, making this penny a must-have for many collectors. Next up, the 1920 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny is another coin from the same series as the 1925 cent, but it carries its own unique history and characteristics. While the coin is in dirty condition, collectors and numismatists still find value in it due to its age, the historical context in which it was struck, and the scarcity of well-preserved examples. Although the coin's condition is not ideal, this particular penny's status as part of the early years of the 1920s makes it a compelling item for collectors. The 1920s were a fascinating period for the United States. The coin was struck just a year after the end of World War I, during a time when the US was undergoing major social changes. The country was in the midst of the Roaring Twenties, and this was the era of jazz music, flappers, and rapid economic growth. The coin represents a pivotal time in American history. Despite the social changes of the time, the coin itself was relatively standard for its production period. The minting of the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny was part of a long tradition of creating durable and widely circulating currency for the mintage for the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny was an astounding 150,800,000 coins. This large mintage would have made the coin relatively common in its day, but as time went on, many of these coins have been lost, worn down, or simply removed from circulation by collectors. In its dirty condition, the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny typically fetches a value of $88,000, which is much lower than if it were in better condition. However, due to its age and rarity in higher grades, there is still a strong demand for this coin among collectors. Coins in fair or fine condition can command prices closer to $92,000, depending on their specific level of wear. For coins in nearly uncirculated condition, auction prices can exceed $100,000, especially if the coin is part of a highly sought-after collection or if it has been certified by a reputable grading service. Like the 1925 Lincoln wheat penny, the 1920 penny features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse displays two stalks of wheat, and the usual inscriptions surrounding the wheat design are. Although there are no major errors associated with the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny, collectors tend to pay a premium for coins with interesting die varieties or unique flaws. Dirty coins, while not particularly desirable for most, can still be valuable if they are rare examples or if they have some distinctive feature that appeals to collectors of the era. Next up, the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent, often overlooked in the broader conversation about US coinage, is actually one of the more fascinating and valuable pennies from the early 20th century. With its large date design, this coin is a prime example of how minor differences in minting can result in substantial value on the collector's market. The 1939 Lincoln wheat penny is part of the larger Lincoln cent series, which has been minted since 1909. This particular coin was issued during a time when the United States was in the midst of economic recovery following the Great. By 1939, the country had begun to stabilize, though the effects of the economic downturn were still being felt by many. The Lincoln wheat cent itself was designed by Victor David Brenner and was first released in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse showcases 2 ears of wheat, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage. The 1939 penny is significant because it falls within a period when coinage was undergoing subtle changes, yet still retained much of the traditional design elements. The large date variation on the 1939 coin became noteworthy for collectors due to the noticeable size difference compared to other years. On the obverse of the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with Liberty inscribed to the left and the year of minting 1939 prominently displayed to the right. The coin's reverse shows the familiar wheat stalk design, with United States of America and a pluribus unum on the upper and lower portions of the coin, respectively. The large date feature of this coin refers to the size of the numerals used to display the year, which is noticeably larger than those on the regular 1939 pennies. This difference may seem subtle, but it significantly impacts the rarity and value of the. It's one of the distinguishing factors that sets the 1939 large date penny apart from its smaller dated counterparts. The 1939 Lincoln wheat cent is known for its high-quality strikes, and even a coin in fine condition can retain a considerable amount of detail. The fine condition typically features well-defined Lincoln's features, such as his prominent nose and cheek, though some wear is visible, especially on the wheat stalks. The total mintage of the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent was approximately 684 million, making it relatively common compared to other rarer years. However, the distinction of the large date version gives this coin an elevated level of demand among collectors, particularly when found in fine or better condition. The large date variety is seen as more desirable due to its scarcity compared to the smaller date 1939, despite the fact that both types were struck in similar quantities. This makes the 1939 large date penny somewhat of a hidden treasure for those unfamiliar with its nuances. In today's auction market, the value of a 1939 Lincoln wheat cent in fine condition typically ranges from $72,000, depending on the specific quality of the coin and the buyer's interest. If you find this coin in higher grades, such as extremely fine or MI63 mint state, the value can significantly increase, sometimes reaching over $82,000 or more at auction. As with most older coins, the value can be influenced by factors such as coin tuning, rarity in specific grades, and the overall demand at the time of sale. For example, in 2023, a well-preserved 1939 Lincoln penny in extra fine condition sold for nearly $90,000 at an auction, underscoring the appreciation for fine examples of this coin. The 1939 large date Lincoln penny is of particular interest to era coin collectors, as any noticeable defects, off-center strikes, or other variations add to the appeal. Coins that show significant die cracks or other production anomalies can fetch even higher prices due to their rarity. There is also a dedicated community of collectors who focus specifically on Lincoln wheat cents, which makes coins like the 1939 large date penny particularly attractive. Lincoln wheat cents have always been popular due to their historical significance and relatively affordable entry price compared to other US coins. While the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent in fine condition, may not be one of the highest valued pennies in the series, its significance in terms of design and rarity still makes it a key coin for collectors to keep an eye on, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to coin collecting. This piece of history has proven itself to be worthy of attention in the world of coin auctions. Next up, the 1936 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark is another highly collectible coin, though it is often overshadowed by its more famous siblings in the Lincoln wheat cent series. However, for those familiar with the nuances of coin collecting, the 1936 penny holds a special place due to its historical significance and unique features. The 1936 Lincoln wheat cent was produced during the second half of the Great Depression, a time when many Americans were struggling economically. The coin itself represents a small piece of the era's financial recovery. The US Mint continued to strike the Lincoln wheat cents with the same design that had been in place since 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Although there was no major change to the design in 1936, the economy had begun to improve, and the coin is often seen as a symbol of the hope that would eventually lead to the prosperity of the 1940s. The design of the 1936 Lincoln wheat cent is the same as other coins in the series, with Abraham Lincoln's bust featured on the obverse. The reverse shows 2 ears of wheat, which were intended to symbolize the country's agricultural strength. On the 1936 penny, there is no mint mark, as it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the main production facility for US coins during this period. This lack of a mint mark makes the 1936 penny somewhat less rare than its counterparts struck at other mints, but the coin still commands a respectable value due to its age and historical context. Approximately 309 million 1936 Lincoln pennies were produced, making it one of the more common coins in the series. However, despite the high mintage, the lack of a mint mark and its place in the broader history of US coinage ensures that it remains a coveted piece for collectors. Coins in fine condition are still relatively easy to find, though examples in higher grades like extra fine or mint state are rarer and more valuable. The demand for the 1936 Lincoln penny is particularly strong among collectors who focus on obtaining complete sets of Lincoln wheat cents. A 1936 Lincoln wheat cent in fine condition is typically valued between $25,000. However, when found in higher grades, the price can rise significantly. For instance, examples in extra fine or higher grades may fetch up to $50,000 or even more, depending on the specifics of the coin and the market trends at the time. For truly high-grade examples, such as those in mint state 64 or higher, the price can soar into the hundreds, especially if the coin is well preserved and exhibits eye-catching toning or luster. Like all major coin types, the 1936 Lincoln wheat cent has its share of error coins that attract extra attention from collectors. Some of the most sought-after errors include coins with misstrikes, double dies, or off-center. These errors can dramatically increase the value of a coin as they represent rare anomalies in the minting process. Collector interest in the 1936 Lincoln penny is high due to its place in the broader history of the Lincoln wheat cent series. As with other coins in the series, it is a frequent target of collectors looking to complete full sets, and its relatively affordable price point makes it an attractive target for novice collectors looking to build their portfolios. The 1936 Lincoln wheat cent without a mint mark is a coin that, while not necessarily rare, holds significant value for collectors due to its place in the history of US coinage, whether you're interested in its historical background or the hunt for errors and unique features. This coin is a valuable addition to any collection. Next up, the 1934 Lincoln wheat penny, a significant piece in US coinage history, stands out as a notable collectible. The Lincoln penny series, first introduced in 1909, was designed by the famous engraver Victor David Brenner. The 1934 version, in particular, holds an intriguing place in numismatic history. The coin, which marks the 25th anniversary of the Lincoln cent's release, showcases Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the This coin carries the large date feature, an aspect that will come up frequently in our discussion on this coin's market value. The Lincoln wheat penny features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, crafted by Brenner. The reverse depicts two stalks of wheat, which is why the coin is often referred to as the wheat penny. This design continued from 1909 until 1958, making the coin a lasting part of U.S. numismatic history. The 1934 penny's large date feature is what collectors pay close attention to. In 1934, there was a noticeable difference in the size of the digits in the date compared to other years. Collectors appreciate this subtle change, which makes the 1934 penny with a large date more valuable than its smaller date counterpart. The without mint mark attribute is also significant. Mint marks indicate where the coin was produced, with coins from certain mints being rarer than others. The absence of a mint mark means that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which generally produced a larger quantity of pennies during this period. However, the key to the coin's value lies in the condition and rarity of the specific year and feature. The 1934 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was minted in significant numbers, making it somewhat common at first glance. However, the condition of the coin is crucial. This coin was initially produced in the millions, and over time, a substantial portion of these coins have been lost to wear, damage, or improper storage. When you consider the 1934 penny's rarity in high grades, especially those in good condition, it becomes evident that this coin has a unique place in today's market. The dirty condition of the coin, as mentioned, can significantly reduce its value, but if it's still in good condition overall, the coin may still fetch a respectable price at auction. Collectors are often willing to pay a premium for any well-preserved examples of the 1934 Lincoln wheat penny, even those in less than ideal condition. The value of a 1934 Lincoln wheat penny can vary greatly based on its condition. A coin in poor or dirty condition may only be worth a few dollars. However, if it is in a better state, collectors are willing to pay much. A well-preserved 1934 penny, even with some wear and dirty appearance, could see a value of anywhere between $33,000. If the coin is graded as an MS-65 or higher, the value could skyrocket into the hundreds, possibly even exceeding 37 or more at auctions. The dirty condition, as stated, typically leads to a reduction in the coin's market value, as collectors tend to shy away from pieces that may have been improperly stored or affected by environmental factors. However, collectors who are more interested in acquiring pieces to complete a set or for investment purposes still find these coins appealing, and they can become more valuable depending on the auction's dynamics. One of the things that can influence the value of this coin is its potential for errors. While there are no significant known minting errors specific to the 1934 large-date Lincoln penny, collectors of Lincoln pennies are always on the lookout for any anomaly. Whether it's a double die or an off-center strike, even the smallest error could elevate the value of the coin considerably. As such, even a coin in dirty condition might still hold considerable value if it happens to have an error or unusual character. Interest in these coins is high due to the historical connection to Abraham Lincoln and their widespread use during the early 20th century. Whether for their design, historical significance, or rarity, collectors continue to hunt for high-grade examples of the 1934 penny, even those in dirty or compromised conditions. Thus, this coin remains a prized possession for those seeking to complete their penny collections. Next up, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny, like the 1934 coin, was produced during the Great Depression era, a time of significant economic challenges in the United States. The coin itself features the same Abraham Lincoln obverse and wheat reverse design, but there are subtle differences in mintage numbers and the coin's appearance, particularly in the way it has weathered over time. The 1935 penny's minting coincides with a turbulent time in U.S. history. The U.S. was emerging from the Great Depression and the economy was slowly starting to recover. The country was still feeling the effects of the stock market crash in 1929 and inflation had set in. During this period, the production of coins, including the Lincoln wheat pennies, was critical to the economy as it supported daily transactions. The 1935 Lincoln wheat penny features the familiar Abraham Lincoln portrait on the obverse, designed by Brenner. However, This particular coin comes with a distinct appearance due to its dirty green coloration, which often occurs when a coin is exposed to certain environmental factors such as moisture, dirt, or the elements. As with other coins in the series, the reverse of the coin features 2 ears of wheat, symbolizing abundance and prosperity. The 1935 penny also features the large date design, making it slightly different from other years and more desirable to collect. Similar to the 1934 penny, the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in large quantities, though the condition and market value can vary significantly. The 1935 penny saw a total mintage of over 200 million coins, ensuring that a significant number of them remain in circulation today. Despite the large mintage, the dirty green color on both sides of the coin makes it less common in terms of aesthetic appeal, which can make it an intriguing item for collectors who are interested in coins with unusual characteristics. The market value of a 1935 Lincoln wheat penny in dirty green color varies depending on the severity of the corrosion. In dirty or damaged condition, the coin may fetch between $22,000 at auction. However, if the coin has any rare features, such as specific errors or a distinct pattern in the discoloration, its value could rise to the $23,000 range. As with all collectibles, condition plays a key role in determining its market value. Collectors with an eye for rare or unique coin characteristics might still find value in this particular example, even in its compromised state due to its historical significance and the unusual green discoloration, which adds to the story of the coin's journey. As is the case with the 1934 penny, errors and anomalies can drive the interest and value of a coin. While the 1935 Lincoln wheat penny is not known for any major minting errors, its distinct appearance due to the green discoloration has piqued interest among collectors. These types of coins may not hold the same value as well-preserved examples, but they are certainly prized by collectors who enjoy rare or out-of-the-norm coins. Thanks for joining us. Happy collecting!